a very special celebration took place at the North Greenwood Recreation Center in Clearwater involving children and their caregivers. It was Grandparents' Day. Grandparents' Day is a celebration and recognition of grandparents who stepped up to care for and raise their grandchildren when their own children were unable to parent them safely. In honor of this special day, Children's Home Network and its Kinship program hosted this event as a way to thank caregivers for providing loving homes. As volunteers continue to prepare for arrivals, event organizer and program manager Dr. Gail Ingram expressed her excitement.
We are here today to celebrate grandparents. It's Grandparents Month. I think it was September 10th was Grandparents Day. And so basically we're just here to celebrate those grandparents that have taken on this responsibility to just give back to them, to let them know how much we appreciate them. And also not only grandparents, but the other caregivers, because we have aunts and uncles and godparents and others that are caring for these kids. With Kinship Services, our primary purpose of our program is to provide case management model for the grandparents who are taking care of children that are placed in their home. Our whole premise is to keep these children from going into foster care placement. I always enjoy hearing about the families and always look forward to having that opportunity to work with them, to kind of meet those family needs. So that's my favorite part of the job.
This annual event signifies the level of gratitude felt by leadership and staff year-round. Children's Home Network CEO Irene Rickus elaborates, while giving a gracious nod to the Juvenile Welfare Board.
Annually, we celebrate grandparents during the National Grandparents' Day. And so we have all our grandparents gathered here tonight to not only celebrate the wonderful things they're doing for their grandchildren, but for us to recognize them and honor them and give them a little pampering tonight. At the Children's Home Network, we've been doing kinship services for over 10 years, and we've had some independent researchers work with us to evaluate our outcomes. What we know for a fact is that less than 1% of the children served by the Children's Home Network return to foster care or have a breakage in their placement with their relatives. Over a 99% rate of children remaining with their grandparents, which is really unheard of in the nation. We're very, very proud of that, and so our devotion and our dedication keeps us working hard to keep the children with their families. Thanks to the partnership with JWB, we're able to not only provide this service, but to research our outcomes and validate that we are making a significant difference in the lives of children in our Tampa Bay community and particularly in Pinellas County.
As the celebration got into full swing, there was mingling, fellowship, and plenty of great food. Grandparents and their grandchildren were waited on by Kinship program staff themselves, who treated them like royalty. From the elegant place settings to the delicious meal and desserts, all in an effort to make them feel appreciated. We also had a chance to speak with keynote speaker and humanitarian Dr. Willie J. Kimmons before he gave a rousing message about the importance of supporting children in times of need.
The reason we're here is trying to save our children, save our schools. The biggest problem we're having today is lack of parental involvement. So I started a corporation called Save Children, Save Schools. My fifth book, which is a parenting guidebook for parents, caregivers, grandparents, community, schools, and teachers. One chapter is dedicated primarily to grandparents. We have 15 million grandparents raising grandchildren. Can you imagine? And 7 million of those 15 million are in the state of Florida. So who's raising our children? Grandparents are raising our children. I was so blessed to have that whole village. I had grandparents, I had caregivers, I had uncles and aunts and cousins, I had teachers, I had neighbors. And I say to all parents and grandparents and caregivers that we need to have that whole village to be involved in saving one child. This is why I'm so excited to see all these good people here trying to save our children and save our schools. This is what this organization is all about. And I'm looking forward to a great turnout tonight. And I'm looking forward to engaging with all the caregivers, engaging with all the parents, engaging with all the uncles and aunts and grandparents.
As guests finished enjoying their meals, Dr. Ingram gave a warm welcome and got right into the program by introducing Dr. Kimmons.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Willie J. Kimmons.
Then Dr. Kimmons captured the crowd with his very animated and passionate speech, showing admiration and appreciation for grandparents raising their grandchildren.
My granddad, I took him riding for 20 years. So my granddad, I'm talking about grandparents. September the 10th was Grandparents' Day. My granddaddy instilled in me my values. My grandparents, my teachers, my parents, they had a relationship. They were friends. All you caregivers, that's where you come in. All that extended family, that's where you come in.
At times, raising children can be a thankless effort, but not on this night. This annual event of appreciation and recognition strives to never take these generous caregivers for granted. As the collective message of the Grandparents' Day celebration says, thank you, grandparents, for all the love you give.